Hello, this is my first patch notes video for 4th of May. I'm going to be filtering and reading out all the notable updates that are mostly useful for gameplay reasons, so no graphical or typo fixes. I'll be elaborating and explaining the past history to give you a better idea of what has changed. I'll also be giving my opinion and feedback on them, with more importantly why I think that way. Quick note that I think that all of these updates are important and good in quality unless I say otherwise. I would love to hear your feedback on this video on how it could be improved. Without further ado, let's get stuck in. Ninja Strike 4, Grace of the Elves. 2 new options have been added while wearing the item, which means you can recharge the necklace while skilling. 1. Charge Porter will add 1 sign of the porter to the necklace. 2. Charge all porters will add all signs of the porter in the inventory until full or near full charge. Now I assume most people will be using option 2, since if you're going to be charging your necklace, your intention is probably to charge it fully. 3 new settings have been added to the necklace. 1. Always Warn will continue to warn the player before charging signs of the porter. 2. Always Consume will cause Grace of the Elves to consume signs of the porter until full. 3. Never Consume will never attempt to waste any extra porter charges and will stop prompting a warning. Again, I think option 1 is kind of useless, since the only use for porters is to transport items back to the bank, and you wouldn't be wasting that use by using it on the necklace. The buff bar icon is now removed when the necklace reaches 0 charges. It used to linger without a number after it was depleted for 1 item. The necklace will now prioritize activated signs of the porter instead of inactive ones. When porter functionality is disabled, the number of charges remaining will show on the debuff bar icon. It will be depicted by the necklace item sprite rather than the porter sprite. A filterable chat message has been added to notify the player when their Grace of the Elves reaches 0 charges. I don't know if this is the case post-update, but I was hoping there would be a central pop-up message for when your necklace ran out of charges. And finally, when adding just 1 porter to the necklace, players will no longer be asked for confirmation, as with most interactions that are only 1 action. Now, overall, I think this is a great update, but I wish they would exclude some of the options. Moving down to Stone Spirit balancing, various bosses and Slayer monsters have had their Stone Spirit drops rebalanced. High level creatures will now drop appropriately high level Stone Spirits. Now this was very much needed, as for over a year now it felt terrible to be rewarded with low level Stone Spirits when defeating high level monsters. And honestly, I'm kind of surprised that it took the ninja team to do this. Moving on, we have a ranch out of time. The animal buyers and bank chests are now more accessible. The seasonalizer has been removed as it had no functionality for ranch animals. There is now space for Storm Barn to be built on the ranch at a time. The building permit can be purchased for 7.5k beans. You'll need 15k wood, hides and leaves from the Anachronia base camp to build the Storm Barn. Storm Barn is a requirement for the completion escape. Teleporting to the ranch at a time will now land players directly where Great Granny Potterington and the dinosaur buyers are situated. Players can now teleport to the ranch at a time via the Max Guild Garden portal. The ability to attune the portal there can be bought from the miscellaneous reward section of the farmer's market for 5k beans. Most people will attune their portal to the ranch at a time, since it allows you to teleport to it using the Grace of the Elves. However, I don't quite understand why portal attune isn't a completion escape requirement, but the Storm Barn unlock is, since they are both permanent unlockables. I'm also happy to see that they've added a more convenient way of getting to the ranch. I think it's fine to have to travel through an atmosphere to get to new content, but after the environmental honeymoon period has expired, roughly around the 1 month mark, I think it's fine to add a teleport. Next, a Raptor's chest quality of life. The chest has been moved from Bowthorpe to War's Retreat, which is essentially the PVM guild, but a more suitable location would be a potential Slayer guild. Imagine an expansion to the existing Slayer pyramid in Menethos, which already holds the player-owned dungeon. The chest now uses a reward interface similar to those found on the other reward chests. The new interface shows the total value of rewards and also allows them to be banked from the interface. A new Slayer point icon has been created so that it can be displayed in the reward interface. A combine option has been added to the key parts for ease of use. An observe option has been added to the full key to guide players to the chest's location. Adjusted messaging when opening the chest without a key to inform players of where to find key pieces. Raptor chest drops quality of life. The Raptor's basic outfit is now guaranteed to drop from the chest, up from a 1 in 3 chance. This is a great change since the outfit previously took too long to acquire compared to its early bird bonus, which was unfair for anyone who missed out. The chance to receive a Raptor weapon has been increased from 1 in 200 to 1 in 50. This includes the Wyvern crossbow, camel staff, and Ripper claws. General drops have been rebalanced and include more up-to-date rewards. I love that they've made the Raptor chest more rewarding because I've always thought that it was underwhelming. However, I wish they had kept the specific item additions to the drop table as a secret. The pro being that it's more exciting to discover it, the con being that it's less prone to feedback. I generally think that if a drop table or a drop rate can be figured out with a reasonable sample size, then it should be kept a secret. Raptor outfit quality of life. The Raptor's advanced outfit cosmetic override no longer degrades at all and has become a permanent unlock. I love that they've done this as no one really liked the super temporary cosmetic unlock. The kills required for the upgrade have been increased from 30 to 50. Generally, I think that cosmetic rewards like titles and outfits need to be prestigious in the form of dedication or skill. I don't see the point of adding a cosmetic that is easily accessible and quickly completable. It acts as simply filler rewards. I think that the kill requirement for the upgraded outfit should be in the thousands, let's say 10,000, but every Elite Slayer monster has a different value depending on how long they take to kill. Prime example being Camel Warriors, which take forever to kill compared to the rest of them. This shows that someone is dedicated to killing the Elite Slayer monsters rather than it literally taking 10 minutes to unlock with everyone having it. General. A generic reward interface now allows you to withdraw the items noted or unnoted. Some of the meats in Oglog meat shop have been turned into packs of meat for easier purchase. Various meats that always had 0 stock have been removed from the shop to reduce clutter. Some of these items, namely the packs, now restock on a daily reset instead of on a 24-hour timer. Yak hides in the Jitizo shop have been turned into yak hide packs to allow for easier purchase. When the herbicide option to auto collect herbs is turned on, they'll go straight to the herb bag instead of the backpack. Next, Archaeology. The Ruthless Invention perk now appears with the correct icon on the buff bar. Previously it had a placeholder aftershock icon. Players will now be placed into the same instance in the forge area in the Warforged dig site. It is now possible to contribute a single item to a collection via a menu option on the item inside the collector's interface. Players can now discover pylon batteries while excavating in the Carrot Et prison block. The forge doors inside of Warforge will now list the keys that you are missing to open it, as long as you've found at least one already. Great change since it was very frustrating to keep track of all the keys that you've used. Bad luck mitigation for artifacts has been increased. It will now take the player's last 5 received artifacts into account when awarding a new one, up from 3. A missing cadmium red material cache has been returned to its rightful place in Star Lodge cellar. An additional perk has been added to this Archaeology skill cape. Whilst worn, the player receives an additional 1% sprite focus when excavating at a spot with a sprite. This is a very big deal. This increases the time sprite gain from 2% to 3%, which is a 50% increase, upping your rate of obtaining artifacts from 20% to 30%, assuming perfect sprite management, which isn't realistically maintainable, but it's a number we're going to use since it's static. This results in roughly a 4 to 5% increase in overall XP, including restoration, which is a huge boost from just a cape perk. Even though this rewards people who are willing to put in more effort by doing time sprites, which I love, I think I would rather see this as a permanent unlockable on the player through the Professor Guild Shop. The Master Archaeologist outfit will now grant access to the Fixate ability. You can activate this from the skilling section of the Magic Spellbook. 1. Fixate can be activated on archaeology excavations to guarantee the type of artifact that will be gathered from that spot. 2. Fixate can be activated 3 times per day. I think Fixate spell should have a 30 to 60 minute cooldown rather than a 3 use per day, since people are usually very opposed to dailies. We already have spell cooldowns such as Vengeance and Disruption Shield, so I can't imagine it would be hard to replicate it. Again, similar to the increased time sprite effect, I'd rather see this as a purchasable unlock via the Guildmaster shop. This would give a temporary but needed boost to the value of Chronotes and would also keep the Master Archaeologist outfit more in balance compared with the time and space Matic purchase. Added a confirmation message when leaving the Praetorium in Carad Et to help prevent players accidentally leaving the area. Chronotes can now be added and used from the currency pouch. And lastly, we have Other. Hotfix. Transmog rings can no longer be activated whilst in PvP zones. Additionally, Transmog can no longer be reclaimed from the emotes interface whilst in the duel arena. Now, I assume this is to prevent like scams and skull tricks, so I think it's fine. Well, that's it for the video. Again, any kind of constructive feedback to improve the content would be much appreciated. If all goes well, I might continue making these weekly and upload them on Monday evening. Thank you for watching and take care.